What's up, guys, and welcome back to another podcast within the Den podcast, guys. We are here again with episode 2. We got some fantastic conversation for you guys, man, and we do appreciate you guys for coming in, supporting us on this day as we throw some good information out to you. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go here and bring up everybody, man, so we can get this thing started. You guys make sure you don't forget to hit the like, comment, and share button. And make sure you tell everybody about us, because, man, we're going to continue to bring this to you every week in the Den podcast. So you guys look forward to it, man. We are bringing it, so I want you guys to stay tuned and make sure you keep up with us. So we got everybody here on the panel, man. We got everybody. Here we go. Y'all ready?
We ready.
All right, we ready.
Yes.
We ready. Absolutely. So, guys, today, we are on episode 2, and we got some interesting topics. We got going on, Chantel. We got Miss Chantel. We got Rosa, and we will have our other panelists coming up here shortly. But, guys, go ahead and give us a rundown, Chantel, about what we got for them tonight.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. So tonight we want to discuss a couple of topics. We're going to get it started with how can you be more relatable? How can you be more relatable at work, in your social life, in your home life? We want to talk about that. And then from there, if we have enough time, we're going to jump into tarot card readings. What's your feeling about those? Or do you feel like it's hope, or do you feel like it's, straight from the devil? How you feel about it? So we want to discuss those 2 topics tonight, and we'll see where it takes us.
Right. Miss Rosa, how you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm good. You ain't on the telephone now. Hey guys, I'm gonna go ahead and bring up another one of our panelists. We got one of the best that's coming up on the panel, guys, and you guys forgive us. She's just a tad bit under the weather, so we're gonna take the slack for her. Okay. So you guys, if y'all still on here, y'all make sure that you don't try to bash her, because she's not talking much, but she is supporting it. Okay. So here she is. I'm gonna let her introduce herself to you. Y'all haven't seen her before, but there she is again. Look at her. She feeling with that camera. Look at her. There she is. Who are you?
I'm Jimmy Dunn.
Jimmy Dunn. There's Jimmy Dunn.
Jimmy Dunn all the way. Jimmy Dunn with bronchitis. Yeah, Jimmy Dunn is here.
Jimmy Dunn is here. Welcome. Thank you. Hope you get to feeling better, Jimmy Dunn. Everything okay with you?
Well, I've been having a lot of coughing, and my eyes is watering like I'm crying, like crying about, I don't know, crying. I can't say crying about a ninja. I'm just, yeah.
Wow. Well, hey, y'all, we ain't even gonna let her start that tonight. If she gets started, man. So we ain't gonna let her do that to us tonight. That's sad when you're sick and you're still rolling. Hey, Miss Chantel, we're gonna let Miss Chantel go ahead and kick this thing off, man. She got some interesting things we want to talk about, man. Chantel, get us going, man.
Okay, so let's get into it. Are you relatable? And so I want to kind of get everybody's take on being relatable. We can start it off with work. What do you think there are certain things that you should do to be more relatable with your coworkers or your peers or your supervisor?
And guys, look, my opinion straight off of that is I would say this. I got a question first. When we say relatable, what are we talking about? Relatable how? I mean, that's such a broad, statement, being relatable. What are we talking about being relatable? How? I mean, Are we talking about connecting with people there? Being able to relate with people culture wise?
Mhm.
I mean, in what way are we really talking about being relatable?
Mm. Um, well, we're going to talk about it in regards to work, being relatable, where you feel or you give an inviting
Thank you.
vibe where people can feel comfortable enough to come and talk to you or speak to you and try to, build some camaraderie in the workplace. Um,
So,
I
do
feel
you
like
think
this.
have you had this issue before?
I haven't, but I have had coworkers who've had the issue before, and so I've tried to explain it to them. You're not inviting enough. I want to say, I put it like this: as an African American, we have sometimes a number of us have a problem with having a scowl on our face, or we always looking at people like we're disgruntled. So it makes people not feel comfortable enough to come and speak with you, or even just to say, "Hey." We don't smile enough. Um, we just kind of come off like we got a chip on our shoulder. And so that's the perception for most Black people or African Americans. But of course, other races do it as well. But I'm just going to talk about my personal experience.
Yeah. Now I wonder really if that is truly true with that because I mean we as African Americans the way we carry ourselves a lot of times to be honest with you Caucasians I'll say that
Mm-hmm.
they kind of take us as being aggressive. We have an aggressive mentality
Mm-hmm.
and even with our own self people the way they look at each other black on black we won't speak to each other because we just don't want to approach each other because we got that same aggressive type mentality and but we never take the time to try to be relatable.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the biggest problems. We just never really open up to even understanding. And when you say relate, when I'm saying understanding, mean basically that's the only way you can relate to somebody is by opening yourself up. What do you say about that, Rosa?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to understand what is what she's really asking because a lot of people at the workplace keep to themselves just to make sure they're not in drama. Because you got to understand when you're talking to so many people, and then just say if you have a situation where you run in have a run in with someone, and then you're talking to all these multiple coworkers about this one person and this same person, and it can de-escalate, and then you will find yourself getting fired. I'm just trying to understand what I mean what she really means by
So
saying that. Like, I'm just trying
do
to
you
get
feel
an
like,
understanding.
are you saying people are more guarded because they're afraid if they develop a personable relationship with their coworkers that mess or drama's going to start from just simply like if they walk by you and you smile and you go, "Hey," you think that's gonna escalate to being drama? That's what I mean in
No,
regards to being relatable.
oh, so you just saying speaking wise.
Yeah, being more friendly. Like
Oh,
people
okay.
people perceive you as more personable if you just simply do things such as smile and speak. Um,
Oh,
if
okay,
that makes sense.
let me give you a quick. Let me tell you something about me. All right, and I think I got one of the most relatable personalities you can have. But some people even get offended by that. Some people don't even
Mm-hmm.
appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
I've had it to happen to me. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I've had complaints on me all because of people gravitate toward my personality. And so it's like, I mean, I hate to say it, damn if you do, damn if you don't, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you got an open personality, you have people that get jealous of it, and they, try to make a big deal out of it. Then when you don't speak, or if you have kind of a, like Rosa's saying, kind of a closed circuit personality, then, people feel like don't want to be bothered, or you don't want to, be involved with nobody.
Right.
So, or you're mean. Yeah. So, and that's something that I deal with. So, I mean, that's one of the biggest things that I deal with bad.
Oh,
Well,
Um,
Jimmy Don Rowe, with you being in a sales sales career or profession, not career, a sales profession, what's your take on it? Because you have to deal with various clients on a regular basis. So, what would you say makes your clients comfortable to communicate with you, or reach out to
unmute your
you?
mic. Unmute your mic.
Okay. I didn't want y'all to hear all that coughing, nor
Oh,
the million fans that are watching us. Um,
amen.
or listening to us. Okay. We got to focus. Got to focus
Okay.
here. But that's a very good question. Relatable as far as work. First of all, I believe that in order to have a friend, you have to befriend someone. You just
that's
can't,
right.
be sitting around looking like you mad at the world all the time. And I really think being yourself and being genuine is also a key. Just be your normal self. Some people are going to like you, some people are not going to like you. And that all depends
Mhm.
on personality. But in the role or profession that I've had all these years, um, I have dealt with the wealthy, all kinds of socioeconomic type of classes of people,
Mm-hmm.
and um, to the low income, to the wealthy, to the middle class. Just the key to me is being able to adapt to the people that you interact with.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care whether it's somebody wealthy that I've dealt with versus somebody that is low income. I'm gonna treat them the same way. And
Right.
my respondents and my clients, or whatever you want to words you want to use, they love it. They can tell that I'm just straight up genuine. And
Mm-hmm.
I tell a lot of them, I want to help you just like I want to help the next person. A lot of these people don't know what, they're capable of having or getting, when it comes in, Medicare is very detailed.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's things that I explain to the wealthy, just like I explain to the middle class and, low income individuals. And you got to be able to adapt to any type of environment, individual. But in order to have a friend, you have to be friend. And
That's
then
right.
I'm going to say this for those that don't want to be bothered, I ain't bothering you. you know, do your thing, and if you have good discernment, then you will know those individuals that don't want to be bothered, um,
Mhm.
or feel like you're gonna take their job. I've been in some situations, and some were good and some, were unfortunate. But that's things that African American or Black females have to go through.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely agree with you
Yeah.
on that. Definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah.
And see, hold on, y'all. Hold on just a second. What, you good? You good? You good? You ain't on here. Yeah, my bad, y'all. Hey, this is what it is. Y'all have to forgive us. Y'all have to forgive us. This is episode 2. Don't judge me. No, I'm just saying. So, guys, but see, not even only that is on top of that is also sexuality as well. Because see, people feel like they can't connect to you because of certain sexualities. They feel like um, they can't, deal with you, or they don't want to deal with you. My bad, y'all. That was my wife. She trying to listen in. I do apologize for that. But your sexuality is something that people also have a run in with as well. That they feel like, they only can talk to you if you're a man or if you're a female. And I think a lot of job places make that like that because of what you can and can't say to individuals. You can't even have fun. You can't tell nobody that looks nice on you without it becoming sexual harassment. And so it divides that up really bad. I mean, it puts people in such a bad position the way people has become so sensitive and offended so easily to the point where it's like you want to relate to people, you want to be able to talk to people, you want to be able to have a nice conversation, you want to be able to compliment people, but you taking a chance because I mean someone may complain all because you said what they have on looks nice or the hair look nice, and all of a sudden it's a problem.
That's an issue for me. I'm one of those co-workers that, or even employees that constantly compliment people. I'm confident in myself. I'm secure in myself. So I have no problem complimenting. If I like your shoes, your hair, your makeup, whatever going on, even if you're just, somebody I walk past in a store, I compliment people. You just never know, that one little compliment you gave somebody could have made their day.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's the way it is. I mean, it's so true. That's a compliment goes a long ways, but it means well. But the person that you're complimenting sometimes may not take it like that. They may take it offensive, and you just being nice, you know. Um, and so, I mean, it's just trying to relate to people. I mean, like you said, goes back to what Rosa said earlier. I mean, trying to relate to people, man, it kind of puts you in a position where it's kind of a catch-22. You want to, but
Mm-hmm.
then you kind of want to stay, away from mess because of what I just said too. You say something, someone want to get offended really quick, and then the next thing you know, you sitting got a problem, all because you was trying to befriend somebody or trying to make your workplace a whole lot easier or better or friendly,
Mm-hmm.
and people just don't want to accept it. People don't want to accept it, So I mean,
But you
and
shouldn't
it's
stop
crazy.
being you. You shouldn't stop being you. I'm not fixing to let nobody stop being me. And then I'm a little bit petty too, because if you that person that I'm gonna speak, I'm just gonna keep speaking. It bothers you that much for me to just say good morning. Good morning. I'm gonna keep on saying good morning. That's just me.
Rosa, would you do the same thing? Rosa, would you do the same thing? Yeah, she messing now.
But
Rosa,
yeah,
Rosa messing.
I'm always like that. I got fired. I got fired from a job for being so friendly. Women was so offended that I got fired from that job. I'll never forget that. Just being me. I kept speaking, but I got fired too because they was offended. I used to go do my job and go. I worked with a lot of women where they was they would go in the break room, they would talk, and it was just about all other people's lives, and I didn't want to be a part of that. But just because I didn't want to be a part of that, I guess they got offended, and yeah, I ended up getting fired over that. I'll never forget that.
Ooh,
So
we gonna have
what was the
So that's
problem? I
why
mean, why would they have fired you all because of that? I mean, what did they say to you? If you don't mind me asking, the reason why.
because
They,
so pretty much what they did, they teamed up on me. Like all the women got together and made up this story about I used to work in a nursing home because I was going to school to be an LPN, but I changed my mind. So I used to work in a nursing home, and this guy I went in to help. He was happy. The thing is about me, if he's in his right mind, I'm not gonna bother him. So I went in to give him a bath, and he was like, he refused the bath. So I went to get the nurse. I didn't go back in the room. And so I guess it got out to the ladies that I didn't like really communicate with like that. I would speak to them, but that's it. And it went from there. And that's how I got fired.
No, wow, wow,
So
wow.
if I would have went along and go in the break room with them and be messy with them and talk about other people's lives and what they got going on in the nursing home, I would have been still there. But they fired me because of that. Oh, she need to be out
Wow.
of here anyway. She don't deal with nobody. I mean, this is what I was hearing.
Mm.
So
And that falls back on the leadership.
yeah.
What kind of leadership is that to, yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
okay. But
You
no,
know
Well,
what, Rosa? Um,
Ma'am.
you went in portraying yourself as a professional, because what you were surrounded by was truly not professional, and that's what they do at those nursing homes. I mean, it's like a revolving door.
It was an old white nursing home. That's why I was shocked. I
You
was shocked.
did. Oh,
oh
you were
well
shocked
then
about
Yes.
that?
I don't. I think it was
Yeah,
a little
I
bit
was
more
pretty
to it.
shocked.
Then you said it was all white.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I think it was a little more to that.
Yeah, I
oh
Okay,
yeah,
did too.
spin around
yeah,
to that
yeah,
mirror. Spin around to
yeah.
that mirror.
It pretty
Mm-hmm.
much 90% of the time it probably was. There was a whole lot more to that situation than
Mm-hmm.
that. So I
Yeah.
mean, but you know what though? Another one, not only just workplace. Um, it's even at at home. You'll be surprised how uh your home life, people are disconnected even in their home life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they can't even relate to, their wives, their husbands, their children. They got, this um wall built up. My question to you guys that y'all could probably answer this: what do you guys think that causes such disconnect in where parents and spouse, partners, whatever, children is not relatable to each other in a household?
Mm. I think it starts with
Well, work can be
woman.
one.
Yeah.
So, what,
Like
Rosa?
being on the outside, work can be one. Had a bad day at work, and most most people can't handle leaving work at work. They'll bring it in the homes, but I think work can be one because when you get home, your home is supposed to be your peace. This is where you coming to relax and just let everything loose and just be yourself. But if you done had a bad day at work, some people bring work home with them, so that can cause not being having a good relationship with the husband or the kids, and I think work can play a big part in that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what was you saying, Chantel?
I think it's a lack of interest and support, interest in what that other family member might have going on, whether it's school or work, not supporting their aspirations. If it's even to do a podcast channel, or if they want to, be an entrepreneur and go into business for themselves, just not having that sounding board there creates a disconnect.
And what do you think, Jimmy Dunn? What do you think? That sounds so fun.
I love it. I love it. I love the birth name that I was given.
It's something behind that, and we're gonna figure it out. It's something behind that name.
Jimmy Dunn, Jimmy Dunn. You know what I think it is? A lot of we have technology, advanced technology.
There you
You know,
go.
every
Mhm.
person is looking at their phone. The children are on their iPads. I think we need to get back to the old school, having dinner together, tablets. put up. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you got to find a way to have quality time for the family. And I think when you have quality time for the family, we might even be able to minimize some of this crime. But again, you got to start at home. That's the foundation.
Yeah.
But
And see,
technology has a lot to do with it.
sorry, my
It's all
bad.
right. No problem.
I'm
No
sorry.
problem.
Also, what I was looking at is like to piggyback off of what you just said, guys. I mean, if you go to a restaurant, a family that goes to a restaurant, to piggyback off of what Jimmy Dunn just said, you look at how many families have their cell phones on the table.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't even hold a conversation because you're trying to connect with whoever is on the phone, and it ain't even so much texting people back and forth. It's just the fact you have your business right there in front of you, your family, but yet you have your cell phone in your hand strolling to try to keep up with what somebody else is doing. And that in itself totally cause, I mean, it's disrupt any kind of connection with the family or the family function. I mean, because if you're sitting up 90% of the time or 90, the whole time up on your cell phone and you talking to whoever talking to, you have not spent time with your family. And that's even at home. Like, Jimmy Dodger said, it's even at home. You get at home and you sitting around at home and you got your cell phone in your hand, you know, pretty much most of the time that you at home or even when you're in bed, holding it up over your face, even in the bed. I mean, if that ain't but see, we have even got our children. Our children is the same way. We get children these phones. All the thing that's doing is disconnecting children from family. I mean, nobody sits at the table and eat anymore. Nobody sits together and watch no movies. Nobody sits together and laugh and talk. I mean, it's like everybody just, if you want to communicate with somebody, just text them right there in the house. And they texting
Yeah,
each other. That's,
that's right.
that's what it is.
I be texting my
You're right.
son. So
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Text back to me.
Right. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's sad, man, but
Mm-hmm.
it definitely and believe it or not,
Mm-hmm.
you whatever you cling to the most, that's where your love is. That's where your love is. Whatever you put more time into, you can say what you want to say with your mouth, but your heart desire connects with what you spend more time doing.
Well, I'm
And
gonna have to
that's what
say on that one, I am gonna agree with you on that one. I think it goes back to you got to teach them to value different things. So I'm gonna say that's what has their attention, but I won't say that. For example, when my son playing a video game, I'm not gonna say he loved a video game more than he loved me. Um, but then also, I also make us have dinner together at least once a week, and there are no phones at the table. And then I also like now I just told them our family time once a week, and it's gonna rotate with my son working in the evenings plus baseball. So one night a week we gonna watch a show together, and so we picked the show Swagger. So we're gonna start watching that. But I think it's just setting guidelines and rules in your household to make sure y'all kind of stay connected or communicate. But I won't say that he loves his activities and stuff like that more than his family.
you know what I think about that. I
Yeah.
guarantee you, I guarantee you, we will say we will leave one of our loved ones before we leave our phone.
What you mean? Like
I
leave at
guarantee you.
home?
If we, anywhere, you'll tell them, I'm gonna leave your butt here, but you ain't gonna leave that phone there. You ain't gonna leave no phone. We gonna make sure we grab that phone. We will break our neck trying to get our phone. And you know what we'll
They can
tell
get
either
it.
our
See, you
children.
gonna-
I, Listen at me. Let me tell you what we'll tell our children, what we'll tell our husband or our wife or anybody else. If we leave you, it's your fault. But let that phone get lost. You better be glad I came back because I left my phone.
Oh
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, you just don't know. People don't understand how much love y'all people are tied into phones. I mean, it
Lord.
is really, really deep. But people don't look at it like that. I'm telling you, don't find your phone. Put your phone somewhere where you can't find it. I guarantee you, you will go berserk. You will go berserk.
Well, I want to know where my phone is, but I did
See
start
that? Look
doing
at
some. Look, I did start doing some different things a couple of years ago because I did realize that my phone, social media, different things of that sort, I felt like they were having control over me.
yeah, yeah.
So when I wake up in the morning, I don't touch my phone anymore. But I can remember probably 2017. When I wake up, I'm rolling over, picking up my phone, looking at it before I even go to the restroom. So
Exactly.
now I don't touch my phone while I'm getting up in the morning to get ready. I grab it as I'm walking out the door. I put a bedtime timer on my phone. So probably at 10 o'clock, my phone completely goes to do not disturb, so that nothing is coming through. So I do a different little things, and then I'm not as attached. I would say I still am attached. I want to know where it's at, but when I get home, I'll throw it somewhere and just start doing whatever I need to do. If it's cook, if it's shower, I'm not worried about my phone being with me all the time anymore. But I do want to know where
Right.
I left it. Yeah.
You know what? I find that my phone is used for comfort also. Have you ever
Hmm.
thought about that?
Yeah.
What kind of comfort?
Hmm.
We ain't talking about porn star now. We ain't talking about porn hub.
TJ. Yeah, I hug up with my phone every night.
Hmm.
Um,
She got a
no,
fans only page.
Yeah,
uh-uh. No, I do not. I do not.
It's just jokes. We none of us do.
I
None of
know
us do.
it's
Just our
jokes. I
jokes.
don't think they would want to see my fans only
Oh no,
page.
they making
oh
money
Now
Lord,
on
let's
those
have
not get on
pages.
mercy.
that because some people just like feet. You can create you a fans only page and just show your feet every time you get your toes
Oh,
done.
they truly would like it.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Oh God.
Um,
Oh no.
Hey.
I bet.
maybe in my 30s, but what do I mean by that, TJ? Just meaning like what Chantil was saying. I
Um,
used to get up and have to, view my phone for an hour, look at Newsweek, look at, Facebook, just like, I was reading a newspaper. And I have vowed to myself this year that I'm not going to be so connected to my phone. I don't want to
Mhm.
say addicted, but it's taking too much of my time. I could be doing other, productive things. So that's one of my goals is to kind of stay away from my phone.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
we'll be surprised how much more we can accomplish, even how
Yeah,
much more brain cells we can save and protect and
Yes.
utilize in a different way
yeah,
if we get away from our phones because it's good to utilize your phone at times, but even if you think about it too, once you get up in the morning, if the first thing we grab is our phone, that should let you know it's a problem.
yeah.
It's a problem.
Mhm.
And, to look at the time is one thing,
Yeah.
but
Right.
in your phone and to try to catch up, and see, what somebody else got going on, or look at everybody else's business, or scrolling on. To be honest with you, that is, I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, um, and to be honest with you, when we get up in the morning, the first thing we should have on our mind is the Lord. Thanking God for waking us up, in the morning, and really, and really, I even deal with myself with that when I get up in the morning. trying to put my time in, with God, even on my way to work or whatever, no matter what it is. And I'm not saying I'm always perfect, because sometimes I'll be looking at my phone at the same time like that as well. But it's things that we need to definitely, as a people, as a person, we need to really, kind of get better with, because I mean, it's really taken over, and it's really it. How would you say it? As bad as our spirit is, drowning, we are doing it ourselves by entertaining everything else and not really taking care of things that's within us, such as our spirit and our mental. Because see, even when we're looking at other people's problems, that mentally affects us. Believe it or not, it mentally affects us, because we see what's going on with issues with somebody else, and in your subconscious, it's being ate up because of that. So, but a phone, it's about as worth, it's bad as weed. A lot of people get up and smoke weed on.
It
I'm
is. It
telling you.
is. Even with my
It can be addictive.
it can. With my kids, I've taken their phone away. Like even for several weeks at a time, no phone, no nothing. In the beginning, they were about to act like they was about to die, but after those first couple days, they start doing better things with their time. So I think it's just if we're gonna look at being relatable at home, it's just creating a structure. It's creating a
Exactly.
structure where you have specified family time where you all are going to watch, a family oriented show together. Or y'all eat dinner together at the dining room table, once or twice a week, that sort of thing. So that you all can stay connected and show each other interest in what you have going on. Like if your son or daughter plays a sport and you can talk to them about what's going on, so that they feel like you're interested in their life. I think that's where some kids disconnect. They don't feel like you have an interest, but they're still growing and learning just like we had to. So different things
That's a good
affect
point.
them.
Good
Yeah.
point.
Hmm.
Very good point.
Yeah. And I know my daughters.
Okay.
My Go ahead, Rosa. What was you saying, Rosa?
Oh, yeah. Well, I used to be on my phone, not like that, but just
Yes, you
because
did.
I had my own business and I was selling. Don't be careful. I hear you, but um, stop him. But yeah, now I
But I'm
use
telling y'all, she
Alexa.
do. She knows she do.
But that's after I done got my kids home. Listen, when I get my kids home, um, and I get to, I ask them how was school, and pretty much I ain't gotta ask them how was school because I text the teachers. I got everybody teacher in my phone. How did such and such do today? I already know before they get home. I just want to hear them say it. So I ask questions like, "How was your day? What did you learn today?" And my daughter, she's the baby. My youngest daughter, she gonna tell me right out the bed, "Mommy, guess what I did?" But the oldest kids, they're not gonna do that because if they done got in trouble, they're not gonna say nothing at all. But I use Alexa now to like get me up to make sure I don't look at my phone. Like if it's an emergency or something, it's best for people not to reach out to me because I don't even have my phone. We have to get up every morning at 5 o'clock, and my kids have to get on the bus at 6:08 for me to be at work before 7 o'clock. So
Oh
in the
wow.
morning times,
Oh
like
my
I don't have
gosh.
my phone at all.
Wow.
So I
Wow.
use Alexa for maybe I need to ask Alexa, to give me a Bible scripture in the morning time. I wonder would she do
It'll
that?
do it. It'll do it.
Yes.
I'm just trying
Hmm.
to see because I don't get to pick up no Bible in the morning because I'm going.
Yeah, I
Well,
cut
you
on
can get that on
YouTube.
your phone too, though.
Yeah, I put TD Jakes or Joel Osteen. That's what's playing in the morning while I get ready. I cut on a sermon and
Mm.
listen to it as I'm getting ready.
Yeah. And see, my little girls, what they do, they will get at me and their mom a lot of times. They definitely try to, you know, keep things broken up. They'll tell us, Mom, Dad, um, everybody sit at the table and eat dinner. We all got to sit at the table and eat. Okay. Or if they want to watch movies, that's a movie night. They want us to put down our phone. They don't want us to look at our phone. They want us to pretty much just focus strictly on them and the TV. And or they'll do a little dance. They want it just to be family time at that point. And the only person that don't put their phone down 90% of the time is bam. You're right. She never puts her phone down. So she know, and the thing is, and the girls be going on. They be like, "Mom, mom, come on, mom, come on, mom, mom, mom." Now that's not right, mom. You care more about your phone than you do us. You care more about your phone than you do us. And see, but I mean, they know this because we also have family meetings. We will do a family meeting together, meaning basically once I figure that, okay, we all in separate rooms, I'll just say, hey, everybody come in the living room and we'll all sit around and talk. Because see, you can just sense the separation. Everybody got their own life going. And also what's bad about that too, children can be developing bad habits behind the screen that you don't even know about if you do not, or if you can't relate to these children. They can be in right up under your nose, and you don't even know it. And they can be, creating these bad habits that you have no clue about. And so I think
That's
it's
why you have to have communication, open communication with your children. You need to know, how is their day. From time to time, like when my grandkids call me, that's the first thing I ask them, how was your day? And tell me one thing that you learned today. So, you got to stay in communication and connected with your children.
Mm-hmm.
what is one of the Miss Jimmy Dunn. Now let me
Hmm.
ask you a question.
Yeah.
What is one of the best ways that you would say would be one of the key points of communicating to relate with children this generation, besides just, okay, how was your day at school, or how was your, because to be honest with you, a lot of them don't even want to hear that.
That's
What
a good
would you
question.
say
That's a good question.
with the struggling parent that has a problem communicating with their children? How would you approach that? What would you say would be a way to connect with that child?
The key word is listen. And I had to learn that.
But
It
what if the
wasn't,
child is not talking?
huh?
What if the child is not talking?
Well, you got to be patient. I mean, I literally had to learn that. I had to be told that you can't be the one always doing the talking and the chastising and, just kind of, stand back some, allow them to, say how they feel or whatever's on their mind. But I think the key is listening to your children, literally listening, not just, saying, and you've not heard anything that they're trying to say. And they might be even trying to express literally their emotional feelings of, they don't like this or don't like that. And, some parents are so straightforward, they don't want to hear it. And I've really never been like that. Um, my way or the highway, or, do what I say and not what I do and all of that. I think with the children of today, they are so different. The generations are so different. I would say love on your child, encourage your children. That is so important when you
Mm-hmm.
encourage and praise your children for the things that they do. I mean, it can be, from a good grade to cleaning up your room to, a lot of people say, I'm not fixing to be telling them thank you for cleaning up their room because that's what they're supposed to do. Yeah, that's what they're supposed to do, but just throw it out there every now and then. You did a great job on cleaning up your room.
Mm-hmm.
Right, right.
So you just have to be able to connect, but it's very difficult. It's just a totally they this generation. What is it? Generation Z, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they can't really be told nothing. They don't want to
Yeah.
be told nothing because they know everything. And
Right.
to a
Mm-hmm.
parent, that can be really frustrating. It can be being insubordinate per se. I know that's kind of like a work term, but you're not doing what I tell you to do. I don't know. You just have to. You got to be strong. That's all I can say. You got to be strong. But hey, I'm done.
Ah,
Jimmy Dunn is done.
Hey, you want a babysit?
What you say?
You want a
Say what,
oh,
baby?
babysit?
Lord. Hey, dude, I thought she was gonna take it to the house for a minute.
Mhm.
Hey, once again, guys, we want to reiterate that this is In the Deer podcast. And once again, we are doing episode 2 with Chantil, Rosa, and Jimmy Dunn and TJ, myself, here tonight, talking about some interesting topics that we have for you. And also, we're going to want to forget about, man, we got another wonderful topic that we was going to talk about as well. And so, you know what? This woman right here, y'all, she the one holds the key to all the topics. So I'm gonna let her
Yeah,
tell you.
boy.
She the one got them. She the one got them. So I want her to go ahead and tell y'all what the next topic is, man. Going straight off into it, man. I think y'all will like it.
All right. So next topic is tarot readings. Do you enjoy them? Are they entertainment for you? Do you feel like they are a vessel of hope, or do you feel like it's just straight evil from the devil? I can go ahead and kick it off. I enjoy tarot readings. They're entertainment for me. Um, Half the stuff that I listen to, I don't remember, but I still like listening to it at that time. But it is to me, it is hope for me. Um,
How is it hope? How is it
it's
hope for you?
hope because it gives you hope of the possibilities of what's to come because we really don't know what's to come. But it just kind of gives you hope of the possibility, especially if you're looking forward to something. Like, say, if you're on your a job search, if you're on a job search, but nothing's really, coming up for you as readily as you would like, it kind of give you maybe a little bit of hope. There's the ones about the love. If you haven't been in a relationship in a while and you're interested in that, you can listen to those. I think the tarot readings they resonate with people differently. And there are some tarot readers out there who give glory to God before they even get started. So I just think it's, just an avenue of hope.
Rosa, what you think?
I've
Rosa.
never been into them. I've never. I can hear you. I've never been into them, and I've never done it. But if I tried, I guess I'll try it if somebody asks. But I've never did it, so I really don't have a input on it. But I heard of people doing it, and they was told the truth. So I don't know. I don't look at it as a bad or a good thing. Um, I've just never did it,
Oh
so I
wow.
can't
Oh
judge anyone else. Huh?
wow. I don't, me myself, um, one thing I do not um mess with is the tarot reading because I'm a firm believer that it is part of witchcraft and that uh, scriptures back that up as well because see there's nobody can read your future, your past, or your present but God. And that's the way I look at it. And like you said, each to their own. It kind of piggyback off of what Chantil just said. She like it for entertainment. It's not saying that she's into it. And people love to do things for entertainment. People love to do things for entertainment, and that's nothing wrong with it because, like she said, before she probably get up good, she done forgot half of what they done said. But the thing it is, people love entertainment, and to me, that's what it is. To me, that's honestly what it is a lot of entertainment. Um, but I myself, I don't play with things like that. Um, I definitely fear God on that, and I just don't put myself in that position like that. They come toward me. I know, yeah, you stay where you at with the tarot reading. You know, if I need anything, I pray to the Lord and I trust Him. I don't need you doing nothing to my palm or no cards. Can't nothing tell me that God can't tell me. So,
Mhm.
and that's the way I feel about it. What you say? What you say, Jimmy Dunn?
Well, I've never, had a tarot reading. Um, but I do love reading horoscopes. I do. And I have
Mhm.
passed a lot of my friends' horoscopes to them. And I lie to you not, they be like, "Ooh, where did you find this?" Because they would be, dealing with that situation or
Mhm.
um, several times regarding me. I love reading my horoscope, and like Chantil, um, you stated, it just kind of, I don't know, it kind of not necessarily guides me, but it allows me to know maybe how my day is going to be. I love it for
Mhm.
entertainment. And like I said, I've sent some of my friends, guys and females, they be
Mhm.
like, "Are you kidding me?" And I'm like, "I told y'all, I love the Lord. I believe in God. I was told by my pastor, but Valerie, what's the root word of horoscope?" I was like, "Har." He was like, "Okay." I was like, but still, it's an inner form. I believe, that if I need anything, I can ask the good Lord.
Mhm.
And he said, if you ask, you shall receive. But at times, I lie to you not. It just kind of predicts. So sometimes, not all the time, kind of predicts
Mhm.
not the future, but just your day, your week.
It does. Mhm.
So, I like it. It's not like I'm addicted or anything like that, but um, I try to look at my horoscope in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, and night.
So I think you're addicted. I think you're addicted.
Oh. I haven't
I
had
think you're
a
addicted.
I haven't had a
I think
perfect
you're
tarot.
addicted. Oh my goodness. I think
I,
she's addicted, y'all.
So
She just didn't
maybe a
TJ,
want to
little
say
bit.
it straight out.
Maybe a little bit.
so
Maybe a little bit.
TJ,
Uh, yeah.
so would you let a prophet come and tell you something?
Mm.
Would I?
I
It's a good one,
I'll tell
Rose.
you,
No,
I'll tell you
TJ.
this. I'll tell you this. Um, far as a prophet, and you do have prophets, but
Yeah.
prophets is more of, to me, as confirmation. Okay, because see, God will show you. God will show you
Mhm.
before He show anybody else. And see, the thing it is too, we will see things and we'll see what God is trying to show us, but we're too blind to admit that we see it. A lot of things we don't want to see because we don't want to see the change. We don't want to accept change. Because see, when it comes to the Lord, we we will accept what everybody else say, but what God is trying to show us. Because why? It's taking us away from what we are used to doing. Now, far as a prophet, like I said, I've had people to, well, this happened maybe 3 weeks ago. And it's funny that you say that. I've had a prophet to send a message to me and said that wanted to speak to me, to tell me that this and that, and gave me a whole rundown of things. What I do, I always pray and ask the Lord to guide me.
Take it back to God. Yeah, that's the same
That's
thing
right.
with the.
I do not allow myself to get caught up in what people say, because you also have what you call false prophets,
Mhm.
and people can feed off of people. They can see what they go through, and people are so manipulated because they can put
Mhm.
things together, two and two together, and make you feel that they understand and see what you're going through. And all because you're vulnerable, they can tell you things to give you hope. And
Mhm.
see, that's what you have to be. You have to be very careful with that. But if a like I said, I'm not knocking prophets whatsoever. But one thing about it is you can tell in your spirit, like if a prophet comes to me, and this happened to me. This really God honest truth. We was at the church, this pastor talked to me, and he told me, he said, God showed me you. He said, I could not take my eyes off of you. He said, God showed me. He said, God got work for you to do. And this was years ago, years ago. But see, this is something that my own mama told me. My own daddy told me. My pastor told me. I dreamed about it. I had a man to come up on a car lot that I worked at. This man pulled up on the car lot and he was talking to me about cars. He shook my hand. And when this man shook my hand, this man, he jerked his hand away. And then he said, he just went to like, glory, glory, glory. And I was like, what's wrong? And he said, brother, I feel the power of God through you. He said, man, are you a preacher? I was like, no. He said, are you a minister? I said, no, sir. And he said, God has got a calling on your life, brother. He said, I promise you. He said, you may not see it, but he said, it's clear as day, man. He said, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. He said, but all I want you to do, keep me in your prayers. When you pray, please say a prayer for me. He said, you got a calling on your life that's strong. He said, it's something just went through me. When that pastor told me this, y'all, God has already been showing me. God has already been showing me down through the years. Anyway, he showed me. So that's the reason why it does not. I mean, when I hear it, it's like I'm already aware of it, and then it's like, bam, like, whoa, So I mean, it is what it is, man. It's strange. I tell you, I ain't gonna say it's strange, but
Mhm.
it's different. It's
Well, I
different.
think on some level, I think it's all tied together. If you believe in, your sign and that sort of thing, birth charts and stuff like that, it tells you stuff dead on about your personality. I'm not going like so the horoscope part. I like researching different signs. I like being able to see if this rings true about this type of sign, or not necessarily this specific individual, but is this true about Sagittarius? Is this true about Virgo? And if I have personally experienced it myself, then, or it's other Sagittarius I know and we all kind of connect on the same level, I believe it is on some level true, written in the stars. I believe God created that. That I don't think that came from the devil or anything. He fearlessly and wonderfully made us. So I don't, the signs and all of that. I do believe on some level there's some truth to it. I have had a prophet prophesize over me before. I have had the experience where I started attending the church and they did not know me because I did not go to small group. I didn't do Bible study, anything like that. And this one young lady, they were like, if you need somebody to pray for you, this one young lady went down to the altar. When I tell you, she started praying over me and saying stuff. How do you know? Because you don't know me. I was having, marital issues and all of that at that time, but she just held my hands and told me she was going to pray with me. I'm still friends with that woman to this day. And I told her that, like, that connected us because she never knew me. She didn't know anything about me. My husband was not going to church with me. She didn't know any of that, but she just started speaking life into me and into my situation and didn't even know me. I didn't think that came from the devil or anything. I felt like she was a woman of God, and God touched her heart and touched her spirit to be able to speak life into me. Um, and on some level, I think it's all tied together. Will I ever put a horoscope or anything like that over God? No. If if it is one particular thing that I remember out of a tarot reading that I watched, because I've never had one done personally, but if I have watched some on YouTube and that sort of thing, if it's something that stuck out to me, I take it back to God and I pray to him about it. And if it's going to be true for me, he will slowly reveal it to me and give me signs. He'll give me signs, whether it's something that come across the TV, some I read on the magazine by numbers or anything like that. If it's something he wants me to know, he's going to reveal it to me. But I firmly believe God doesn't reveal things to us. He gives us glimpses. He gives us like little signs, because if he go ahead and pour it all out to us, where's the process in that? Whenever he trying to pull you through something or bring you to something, he gonna make you go through a process. He don't just drop it in your lap. Look, I didn't ask him to do it before. Can you just hit me over the head, please? Just hit me over the head. I don't need just hit me over the head with your discernment, please. And just let me know you talking to me. I don't need to try to figure out no clues. Just hit me over the head until I'm talking to you. That's what I need him to do. I done asked him to do that plenty of times. It ain't working.
Right.
I want to piggyback on the gentleman that you said, prophesized over you and, told you that, you had a call. And did he end up getting a new car?
You know what? This guy pulled up and he actually did not buy a car. He didn't buy a car. He came up and it was like he purposely, he told me after the fact, he said, you know what? He said, I don't even think it was meant for me to even come up here.
Right.
He said, I wasn't even really intend to even come up here. I was turning around. And he said, and when you was out here, standing out here, at first he told me, he said, let me tell you something, man, you look like Tiger Woods. I have my, I always used to wear this Nike black hat by like this, and I wore this Nike polo red shirt a lot with slacks on when I, was selling cars. And that's how we kind of got into the conversation when he was talking to me. He stopped and he was talking to me. And, and once he shook my hand, this man literally, tears came to his eyes when he did it. And I was like, I'm serious. I mean, it happened to me again in McAllister's in Hoover when I used to work in Hoover. Mm-hmm. It happened to me then. And I called my mom. I called my mom and my dad. And I was teary-eyed because it was scaring me, because I was like, I keep hearing this. Right. And my mom told me, she said, son, you're running. And God is trying to get your attention. Right. She said, you are steady running. And God is trying to get your attention. This didn't come from no tarot reading. This didn't come from nothing else. And so that's where I'm like, God is showing me all around me. Mm-hmm. And see, the thing it is, he will get your attention one way or another. Yeah. He will get your attention one way or another. And so I mean,
some valleys for sure. Yeah.
Yes. Well,
I just thought maybe he had prophesied that you would, after he did get, did that speech, he was going to get a brand new car.
Man, I ain't fooling with you. I am not fooling with you. I ain't fooling with you. But what I will do, guys, I am going to bring this thing to an end, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. The In the Den podcast is once again look, we appreciate you guys for coming on, supporting us. Episode 2. Guys, you got to come back and finish hearing this conversation, because this is to be continued. This conversation ain't stopped. So we bringing this conversation back on episode 3. So if you want to hear it, you got to come back and hear it. All right? It is what it is, man. So with Chantel, with Rosa, with Jimmy Dunn, guys, and your boy DJ. Man, we saying so long for tonight, man. Hope you guys be blessed, man. Until the next time, In the Den podcast, we're out. Peace.